Officer Kyle Jenkins, a seasoned but biased police officer in rural Georgia, was patrolling a dusty two-lane road, baking under the late summer sun. His routine was monotonous, often interrupted only by minor traffic violations or the occasional drunken driver. But on this day, he was itching for action. When a sleek black SUV drifted slightly to the right to avoid a large pothole, he didn't see a careful driver. He saw an opportunity. With a flash of red and blue lights, he pulled the vehicle over, a self-satisfied smirk already forming. As Jenkins approached, his hand rested on his holster, an automatic gesture born from years of policing steeped in suspicion. Inside the SUV sat a black woman, likely in her early 30s, her posture erect, eyes alert. Her hands rested calmly on the steering wheel. She wore sleek athletic wear, her jacket zipped up, a watch visible under the cuff. "License and registration," Jenkins snapped. She complied wordlessly. "Maya Brooks," he read, noting the military-like precision in her movements. Something about her composure unnerved him. She wasn't afraid, and that irritated him. Jenkins leaned into performance. "Step out of the vehicle." "Why, officer?" Maya asked, voice steady. "I smell marijuana." "There's no marijuana in my vehicle." His tone sharpened. "Step out now." She complied silently. As she did, Jenkins began spinning his narrative. Over the radio, he called in a non-compliant suspect, falsely claiming she appeared under the influence and that he feared she might be armed. Maya didn't resist. She stood silently as he cuffed her and told her she was under arrest for resisting. It was a fabrication, one of many he'd used without consequence. At the station, Jenkins crafted a colorful report, adding exaggerations, verbal threats, erratic behavior, belligerence. The arresting officer on duty, Officer Rita Hughes, noted Maya's calm demeanor and raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Maya remained composed, her hands folded on the table in the interrogation room. She answered basic questions but offered no additional information. "Am I being formally charged?" she asked. Jenkins avoided her gaze. He didn't have answers, only a flawed story. Andre Collins, a sharp civil rights attorney, received a call from a witness, a college student concerned about what she'd seen. The name Maya Brooks caught his attention. When Andre met Maya, he was struck by her poise. She had the bearing of someone trained for high-stakes situations. "We'll fight this," he said. "I've fought before," Maya replied. "This won't be the hardest battle." Andre dissected Jenkins' report and found holes, missing footage, no backup audio, and contradictory timelines. Local store surveillance confirmed Maya's driving wasn't erratic. Andre pressed further. "What's your background?" he asked. "Military," she said simply. "What kind?" "Does it matter?" "Only if we need to draw a sword." She finally gave him a look. "I'm a SEAL, Lieutenant Commander." Andre blinked. "Well, that changes everything." As the hearing date approached, whispers spread through the legal and activist communities. The courtroom was packed that day. Veterans, students, journalists, local leaders. Maya entered silently, dressed in a sharp black suit, her walk firm and purposeful. Jenkins entered moments later, sunglasses still on, a swagger in his step. He didn't realize the game had already shifted. Andre stood confidently. "This is not just about a false arrest. This is about institutional abuse of power. This officer assumed guilt because of race and fabricated a scenario to validate his prejudice." The prosecutor countered. "Officer Jenkins acted within protocol. The defendant escalated the situation." But few in the room looked convinced. Jenkins took the stand, laying out his usual tale. "She was aggressive, refused lawful commands, smelled like drugs." "Where's the body cam footage, Andre asked. "It malfunctioned." "The dash cam?" Also failed. Andre smirked. Two technical failures in one stop. Unlucky day. Jenkins hesitated. For the first time, his narrative cracked. Two witnesses took the stand. A local mechanic said Maya was calm and compliant. A college student presented phone footage. Maya, with hands visible, speaking calmly. Does this look like aggression? Andre asked the jury. Heads shook. Jenkins' story was unraveling. Maya approached the stand like a soldier walking into a war room. Her answers were clipped, direct. I complied. I asked for a reason. I did not resist. I was not under the influence. Her voice never wavered. Andre paced. Can you share your professional background? I am Lieutenant Commander Maya Brooks, U.S. Navy SEALs. I have served for 14 years, led missions in multiple conflict zones, trained crisis response teams, and have taught federal law enforcement de-escalation tactics. I applied those tactics the day I was stopped. Gasps echoed. Even the judge paused. Jenkins' face drained of color. The courtroom shifted. A hush settled. Reporters scribbled furiously. Veterans in the crowd sat up straighter. The judge leaned forward. Jenkins avoided eye contact, his confidence evaporating. Maya's uniform truth had crushed his fiction. Jenkins returned to the stand, sweating. His testimony faltered. I didn't know who she was. You didn't have to, the judge interrupted. You only needed to act lawfully. Jenkins swallowed hard. He knew it was over. The story hit national outlets within hours. Elite SEAL commander victim of racial profiling. Maya declined interviews. This isn't about me, she told Andre. This is about what happens to people who don't get headlines. The police department issued a lukewarm statement. The mayor reached out. Maya refused ceremonies. Respect doesn't start with awards. It starts with reform. Andre filed suit. Maya took the stand again, this time to advocate for policy change. Power without accountability is a threat to every citizen. We need better oversight, real transparency. Internal Affairs found Jenkins had dozens of complaints. He was fired, charged with falsifying reports and perjury. In a news interview, he mumbled, I didn't know she was someone important. She was always someone important, Maya said to Andre. He just couldn't see past the uniform he imagined. At a military leadership summit, Maya delivered a now viral speech. Justice should not wear a uniform to be seen. It should not require medals to be believed. If we want peace, we must start with truth. Maya returned to duty quietly. She declined book deals and Netflix offers. But her testimony became part of police training curricula nationwide. Her story ignited a conversation that kept burning. Her strength reshaped the system, not with vengeance, but with truth, grace, and unshakable discipline.